gentlemen are providing a necessary part of today's game, and all are reminded to treat them with respect. And now let's meet our teams. First for the visiting Patrick Henry Patriots. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 7, Casey Nelson. Batting second, playing center field, number 5, Mariah Boyer. Batting third, playing right field, number 4, Grace Bainfeld. Batting cleanup, the designated player, number 15, Sophie Schwab. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 9, Illy Schwiebert. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 21, Brooke Shirt. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 00, Aliciana Wyant. Batting eighth and in the circle, number 13, Faith Meyer. Batting ninth and playing second base, number 2, Haley Haas. The designated player is number 12, Kenna Rosengarten, playing first base. Patrick Henry is coached by Mark Meyer and assisted by Eric Chrisman and David Wyant. And now let's meet the starters for your Liberty Center Tigers. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 2, Hope Atkinson. Batting second, playing third base, number 23, Macy Crew. Batting third and playing second base, number 1, Addie Zintek. Batting cleanup and playing right field, number 19, Mackenzie Fuller. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 30, Aubrey Zeider. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 13, Bailey Crow. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 5, Lainey Hammondtree. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 9, Janelle Sattler. And batting ninth and in the circle for the Tigers, number 16, Ella Miller. Doing the catching for the Tigers is number 15, Hannah Culler. The Tigers are coached by Nicole Kyle and assisted by Emily Young, Darcy Moeller, Peg Zentek, Danielle Jones, and Lexi Meyer. Good luck to both teams.
Well, good afternoon, Tiger Sports fans. Today here on Tiger Sports Live, it's girls softball. The Patrick Henry Lady Patriots come to town to take on our Liberty Center Tigers on senior night. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, and on the horn with me tonight, the man only known by one name, Spike.
A lot more than that.
Well, I'm using the one we can use on the air, Spike Whitman.
All right. Well, the Tigers come in at 8-6. They've been very competitive this year. On the other hand, the Patrick Henry Lady Patriots, I believe, are 14-2. Woo!
Yes, sir. 14-2.
Now they did one recent common opponent is Brian, who's got that outstanding.
The Staten.
Brian beat Liberty Center 10-0 in 5 innings, but while the pitcher dominated the game, no criticisms here meant, but Liberty had a bad field.
We got overwhelmed.
Yes, we had a bad fielding game, and that really there were several unearned runs out of the 10. On the other hand, Patrick Henry was shut out 7-0 by Brian. So. Pitching is what it's all about in the game of girls softball, and Brian certainly has been a leader in the area in that stat. So Patriots leading off, Nelson. Shot right at one hop to the shortstop, one pump, popped over there, and in time for the putout. Atkinson took that little extra crow step, pumped the ball once and gunned it across for the first out of the game on the first pitch. Second up is Boyer. Boyer, a right-hand batter, up in the box. Takes a pitch a little high for ball 1. Crew at third base, playing in a few feet, nothing extravagant. Atkinson and Zeider both pulled over. Big hole up the middle. Slightly open stance here. Back up the middle. That gets past the pitcher, but Zintek comes across, picks it up, guns it to first for the putout. So the Tigers on just a couple of pitches now have 2 up and 2 down. Zintek was pulled over a little towards first, but came in and made the play on that short grounder.
Well, Eddie can cover some ground big time with her speed, so.
Bainfeld takes outside, ball 1. Boy, you look down the Boyer, Bainfeld, Schwab, Schwiebert, Meyer, Haas. Boy, if that isn't Patrick Henry. to third base. Picked up on 2 hops. Crew fires it across. Good throw, good grab, good put out. And on about 4 pitches, the Liberty Center Tigers put the Patrick Henry Lady Patriots down, 3 up, 3 down. So after half an inning, it's PH 0, Tigers coming to bat.
Hey, we do have the audio stream running on the other side, Spike. The Patrick Henry men have also come to Liberty Center to take on our Tigers. And that's just going to be an audio-only broadcast because one of our new cameras aren't functioning right now. So.
No. Boy,
and I'm on color and the board and everything else, so our technical support's been delayed a little bit.
Okay, now I don't know anything about their pitcher. Just that pitch alone looked like she's got some gas on that. She's got some speed.
Well, when you're 14-2, Spike, I don't really need to see a lot. You got some pitching.
Yeah, there you go.
Softball is one of those games, Spike, that look at Brian with Thea Staten, the pitcher they've got, all-world pitcher. They can carry you quite a bit. Now, you have to have bats and defense. You got to score runs, but a good pitcher certainly put the damper on it. And as you said, Liberty played Brian. She had 12 strikeouts against Liberty. So.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. My. I knew it was a lot.
Yeah, 12 strikeouts.
Patrick Henry girls, this should be a veteran team because for 2 years now, they've been kind of in the bottom half of the league standings, and they've, under Mike Meyer, also known as Monk.
I was going to say Monk.
Yeah. You know, they've struggled, but now they're getting some payback for all that work and underclassmen play. So leading off for Liberty Center, takes up high. That's Atkinson, the shortstop.
He called that a strike, Spike.
Ooh.
Unless he's emphatically calling the balls, but I don't think so.
Atkinson hitting .413. Tigers with a team batting average of .354, so that's pretty respectable. Atkinson, good speed. Chops at a pitch outside, got the end of the bat on it, dribbles foul. So 1-2. Shot into center field. That's going to fall for a clean base hit. Right up the middle. It don't get no better than that. Atkinson leads off with a solid single to center.
Boy, so far a great start for the Lady Tigers. I don't want to jinx it, but 3 up, 3 down on about 5 pitches or 4 pitches, Spike, and then leadoff single.
Macy Crew hitting .342, but second on the team in hard hit balls and draws a lot of walks. Deep in the batter's box, slightly open stance, shows bunt. Pitch down in the dirt, pitch called a strike.
Yeah, I think that was
actually not. The pitch wasn't in the dirt, apparently, but.
Well, and that was a decoy, Spike. Hope Atkinson steals second on that pitch.
Yeah. All right, now Crew got her to second base via the passed ball. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Third baseman playing even with the bag. First baseman in maybe a step. Relative depth. Chop foul straight back. Count remains 0-2. Tigers normally are a good contact team. It's just when you find the dominant pitcher, that's the only couple times this year that's all it hands spread slightly apart and drives one foul. On the jack, took that inside pitch and whaled it.
That was over by my house on 109, Spike.
Yeah, but it went way foul. Got the meat of the bat on that. All right, Crew now with an open stance. Hands slightly split. chops it right to third base, and it's going to be a foul ball.
Ooh. That was close.
Yeah. Now we just got the word 6 inches. That's all it was.
It doesn't matter if it was 1 and he called it foul, it's foul.
Yeah. Third baseman Schwiebert made a good play on the ball, got over in front of it. 0-2 remains the count to Crew. And a shot into left field. Left fielder moving over. Under it, makes the catch. No chance to tag up. Now the ball goes wild. It takes a bad hop, and moving up to third with 1 out. That's a key is Atkinson. So the ball got to the third baseman on 1 hop, but it took a little jump, come up off the heel of the glove, and that allowed the runner to move. Now at the plate, Addie Zintek. Zintek hitting .420. Drives in a lot of runs. Good full cutter. And swing and a miss on a pitch down there around her knees. 1 strike. Shortstop playing Addie to pull. Addie with those arms cocked now shows bunt, puts it out in front of the, nope, rolls foul. 0-2 the count now. They tried a little safety squeeze.
Well, you had to figure PH being experienced enough, Spike, they'd have probably ate that, let her get on first.
Yeah.
They're not going to give up the run in the first inning.
Okay, 0-2 count with 1 away. Zintek at the plate. Pitch, chop to the shortstop. 3-hopper, looks at home. Now has her in a rundown. Throw to the plate, got her. Well, that is a tip. I'm not talking about the out being made, but it's typical. Liberty Center is aggressive on the bases. Atkinson got off the base on the crack of the bat, and the shortstop, you almost spelled it out ahead of time, Captain. Played it smart, waited till she committed, got her halfway in between, and then threw in front of the runner.
That was an excellent play by the shortstop.
Yep. All right, now we've got Zintek on first with 1 out. She's going to try to steal the throw offline. Goes into center field. She's going to head for third. Here's the throw. It's going to be close. Slides underneath it. Safe. So Zintek with some more of that Liberty aggressiveness I was talking about. Moves up 2 bases.
Well, and now how big of an out is that at home plate there, Spike?
Oh, yeah.
The shortstop made a good play. And I guess he called that a strike. That's what he signaled.
All right, Fuller takes a pitch outside. And Fuller, the leading hitter on the team, hitting .622. I did not stutter, .622. One of the highest averages we've seen around the girls softball camp in several years.
Yeah, baseball come onto the field here.
Uh-oh. All right, Tigers with a chance to score. Runner on third with 2 outs. Mackenzie Fuller at the plate. Hits a fly ball down the line. That's going to go foul. That had the distance, but got around on it.
I'm going to find a couple softballs in my front yard down there.
That pitch was out over the plate, but still got around and pulled it foul down the line. Now a 1-2 count. Zintek on third. Shot in the hole. Slow grounder to the shortstop. Fires across. Just got her at first base in a bang-bang play. Ball was hit in the perfect spot for a slow roller. But the shortstop with the big gun got it there, and with a half a step, and the side retired. Tigers with 1 hit, but no runs.
Hey, well, we got a break in between innings here. Let's thank our sponsors. And these guys have been with us all year, Spike, since August the 23rd, our first broadcast this season, Spike. KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters. And they make these possible. Unfortunately for us, Spike, these aren't free to put on, but Our sponsors make it free for you to watch, so they support us, folks. So please, if you get a chance, support them.
All right, Schwab at bat, the designated player. Boy, she's even in there in that good power stance. This girl, of course, I don't know her batting average or any offensive stats, but she straddles the plate, slightly closed, but really gets up cocked. She's got that shot up and gets around late on a fastball. That'll go foul. That'll even the count, 1-1.
Spike, I'm loving the jeers and the yells from both diamonds here. You know, it's Patrick Henry, Liberty Center. Spike.
Oh, yeah.
Don't care if it's tiddlywinks.
All right, has that bat cocked way back. Pitch, swiped at it. Little pop-up on the infield and grab taken there by the Tigers at first base and one away. Strike one. Schwiebert batting fifth. Stands way up in the box. Her back foot even with the front of the plate. Kind of a short stance. Just missed outside.
I like that pitch, though, Spike.
Yeah, good mix by Miller.
And it's going to be close. Going to be outside. It's going to be hard to do anything but hit it to the left side.
Gets the sign, sets, fires, and chops away at an inside pitch. Managed to just get the bat around enough to drive it into the first base dugout area. 1-2. We're in the top of the second inning. No score. Kind of a feeder pitch way outside and high.
Like it. I like it.
Yeah, good mix.
You know, Ella Miller has really begun controlling her pitches, Spike.
Yeah. That pitch taken way inside. Now that'll move the count to full now, 3-2. Crew playing nearly on top of the line, only in a couple steps at third. Here's the pitch. Ball dropped.
Foul tip.
Oh, foul tip. Ooh.
Almost held on to it.
Yeah. Boy, that does. That little foul tip just changes the direction.
Oh, yeah.
Only a few inches.
Trust me, as an umpire, you don't like that.
No. Full count here with one out. Pitch flopped into right field, moving back, makes a catch on a good recovery. Kind of shaded off to the right slightly. But the right fielder, Fuller, recovers, makes the grab out there.
No, that's not Fuller.
Fuller?
No.
No, that wouldn't be Fuller.
Pinson, I think it is, Spike. Fuller's on first. I think that's
sorry.
Pinson.
I'm sorry.
Pretty sure.
I got that wrong. Shot, Crew knocks it down, guns it across, reaches high, is Fuller, and she'll grab it to put out the side. So Liberty shuts them down again, 3 up, 3 down, and after 1.5 innings of play, 0-all.
Hey, let me go back to that, Spike, because you didn't miss that. They pulled the old switcheroo. They let the seniors start in the first inning, and then they went back to their normal thing. So Fuller was in right field.
Oh.
That they let Sattler play first in the first inning. And so that's that. You didn't miss it. They just switched players on you.
For what I said, Fuller, and I said, Fuller don't play in the outfield.
Well, she did in first inning.
In the first inning.
But yeah, the Sattler being one of the 3 seniors, Macy Crew and Eddie Zentek, All three of them started in inning number 1. Sattler played first. Fuller moved back out there. So
Okay.
inning number 2, they brought Fuller back into her normal position. She either pitches or goes to first.
Yeah.
And Pinson, in her normal spot, went to right field.
Okay.
See, when I don't really have to pay attention, Spike, I can notice things like that.
You have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, Cap.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Did
So
you ask
now
me to pay
is
attention?
Sattler then out of the game?
I don't. I didn't
Well,
see
we'll
him.
see.
I didn't see him go out and talk to the umpire, so I think she is. Usually, if
Okay.
they're going to do a sub like that, they'll go to the umpire.
Yeah. Aubrey Zeider gets around ahead of that off-speed pitch. Strike 1. Zeider hitting .472. Chop foul at the plate.
Another off-speed pitch.
Yeah, had Zeider out in front. So 0-2 the count now. Bottom of the second inning. Liberty with 1 hit. Ooh, got her on that high and away fastball. Swing and a miss.
Now batting number 13, Bailey Crow.
Well, he set her up for that, Spike. 2 off-speed pitches and then a high hard one.
Yeah, it's
And-
hard to lay off.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You know, that's the pitch that everybody likes to swing at.
Okay. Bailey Crow hitting .353. First pitch, a strike. A little bit of a crouch. Takes it. Lays off of a pitch that was
Ooh,
outside. Kind of
barely.
a tempting one, but out of the realm of the plate. Evens it 1-1. PH playing even at the bags. Swing and a miss on a pitch. It carved off the inside part of the plate.
That's a tough pitch because it was a strike, but it was
Yeah.
way on the inside of
Yeah.
the plate.
In on her fists. She's kind of taking a stance close to that line, so she's got to get the bat around. And swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts this inning for the Tigers.
Laney Hammondtree, one of the freshmen that starts here, Spike.
Yeah,
Liberty, the young team.
Hammondtree batting .143. Gets the bat on an outside pitch, pops it straight back foul. Patrick Henry's corner players are playing back even with the bag. Usually you see them in there a few feet. Of course, Liberty really hasn't been the bunting team this year that they had been for the last
Well, when you get kids hitting over 500, you got
Yeah.
I think you got 5 over 500. It's tough to bunt.
Hammondtree takes a pitch out on that outside corner. I getting the feeling that outside corner has kind of a point. It's extended a little, maybe.
I used to call that a dinner time plate.
Here's the pitch.
Oh,
Boy, that plate is wide. Wow. Called third strike. It may have
be a platter.
slipped that. Yeah, that may have slipped that corner of the plate, but that his plate right now is pretty wide.
Well, but you know what, Spike?
It's fair for one.
It is
for
fair.
all.
Yes, it is, and the players have to adjust to that. You know,
Yeah.
that's one of the things we talk a lot about. Is even like with basketball refs and football, and players have to at this level get to a point where they can acknowledge, okay, he's calling that.
Yeah.
Complaining ain't going to cut it.
Right.
Adjusting is.
And it'll make for a better game
Yeah.
if you've got a wide plate. You don't necessarily have to give them the strike an inch above the ankles.
Well, you don't want the Panama Canal or nothing like that. But
Yeah. All right, so after 2 innings, still no score. Patrick Henry up in the third. Wyant, little pop-up floats out there. Atkinson moves out, makes the catch. That's always the shortstop's ball if she can get there. The left fielder and the third baseman have to come either straight in or straight back, and it's a lot easier play for Atkinson. She took charge and put it away.
Well, when she's healthy, Spike, she's got phenomenal range.
Yes. Little chop, first base. She'll handle that unassisted. Fuller comes in, fields, and that's 2 away.
Now batting number 2, Haley Haas.
Haas batting ninth, second baseman. Game moving right along here. Top of the third, 2 outs. No runners on. Haas standing way up in the box and back off the plate some. So choking up slightly. So she may be one of those slappy happy hitters. Pitch right down the heart of the plate. Called strike.
Yeah, she moves her hands a lot on the bat, Spike. You're right. You don't know if she's going to slide it up there and bunt. Macy Cruz got a keen eye on that.
Yeah, Crew a couple steps. Fuller playing even with the bag. Takes a pitch.
Woo, that could have gone either way.
High and a little bit of a crouch. Here's the pitch. Right to the second baseman. Zintek fields it. That ball took 2 big hops, and then it just took about 18 bunny hops. And Zintek had to grab that hot spinner, picked it up, gunned her out. So after 3 innings, PH, no runs, no hits.
All right, we're back here. Bottom of the third. Ben, you're right, Spike. It's moved quite fast. A lot of strikeouts. I don't know how many strikeouts we got, Spike, total.
Oh, 3. We've struck out 4 times. Pitch, chop foul, straight back.
I don't know that PH has struck out, Spike, as much as they've hit the first or second pitch to one of our infielders.
No, PH has made contact all 9 times.
Yeah, I think I don't know that they've got it out of the infield.
All right, Pinson. Pitch a little too far outside. That'll even it at 1-1.
He must have heard you about your wide strike zone comment.
Open stance. Right back up the middle. That could be trouble. Bobbled out there, and it's going to be, we're going to call that a base hit for Pinson. Pinson got bat on ball. It got past the pitcher. The second baseman had a long way to go, had to try to backhand the ball. It would have been a good play to make it, but just a little bit too much out of her reach, and an infield single for Pinson.
Okay, well.
I believe this is Miller, the pitcher.
Yep, Ella Miller.
Tries to bunt, shoves it off the end of the bat. It'll roll foul.
PH's infielders way in. You know, at this point of the season, Spike, other coaches have seen tendencies and what you do in situations, and PH is 100% looking for the bunt here.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got him way in at third. Bunt out in front of plate. It's going to be, oh no, it hit top foul.
Well, yeah, and she was in the batter's box, so that is a foul ball. If she would have been out of the batter's box, Spike, she'd have been out.
Ah. Oh, okay.
It'd have been a hit by batted ball.
It looked like an excellent bunt, but now it's instead an 0-2 count.
Yep. And she has to, that's a good call by him. PH people didn't like it, but she's got to be completely out of the batter's box.
Here's the pitch. Fastball. Got her swinging away, and one away now. Atkinson had a clean, solid single to center her first time up. So Pinson on first. Atkinson takes inside. Kind of up under the chin a little bit.
PH is playing bunt. I don't know that I've seen Hope Atkinson bunt.
That'd be like asking you to bunt.
Or not.
Or asking a big cranker over here, Caleb Pullman, to bunt. Got a good one down the line. Ooh. But the third baseman, boy, she really had a beat on that. Got in, got a bare hand pickup on it. She would have been able to make the play at first on an excellent bunt, but rolls foul.
What's Hope's batting average, Spike?
Hope is batting .413. No, Hope, she threw us off. We didn't expect the bunt. She showed it. Now the count even, 1-1. Shows bunt again, swing away.
Ouch, hit the umpire.
And ball batted around, and that'll push it to 1-2. Tigers with a runner on first, one out. Swing and a miss. That time came in with the fastball.
Now batting number 23, Macy Crew.
Now, what? Crew with a big open stance. Closes it up, chops it hard in between the legs. That was a hard hit ball. That was a rocket. That's what makes Macy Crew one of the more dangerous hitters on this team. That was a bullet. The third baseman had her glove down on the ball, but it just had so much top spin heat that it bounced up, still went through. Right at her. We'll have to call it an error, but that was a rocket. Shot up the middle, base hit, rounding third. Here's the throw, coming in, heading for the plate. The throw cut off, slides safe. Now a throw to third, slides, not in time. They moved up to third on the base hit. Boy, the Tigers now rocking and rolling.
Spike, I think if that pitcher would have let that ball go, Spike, that
Yeah.
might have been a play at the plate.
Yeah, it would have been.
That's I'm going to say that's on the catcher. She needs to call that pitcher off.
Zintek with a solid shot up the middle. Crew now over on third. Shot right at the shortstop. One hopper, bounces. Throw to first, not in time. Throw offline, rounding third. No, and heading, she's going to go back. Zintek had the brakes put on by the third base coach. But a bullet by Fuller. There's another one of her hard hit shots. She's what she's known for. Shortstop had so much impetus. It came up, got her high up in the tummy area. Couldn't make the play.
Well, the PH coach just said, all right, just settle down. Just take a breath. Do what we do.
So Liberty Center jumps out in front here. There's been a scoring change. They're going to give Crew a base hit. That ball, even though it was between the wickets, took a big hop at third. That time, that ball had so much speed and top spin heat to the shortstop, it came up higher on her. So the Tigers putting together 4 singles here. Don't blame me. That was the official scorer's choice. Shot right up the middle into center field. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. Rounding third. Heading for the plate. Another run scores on the 2-run single shot. Sider got all of that one into center field. That was a laser.
Now batting number 13, Bailey Crow.
So Liberty Center now kicking up their heels. They've got 4 runs here in the bottom of the third, looking for more. Crow struck out swinging last time. She'd like to get back into this groove. Crow, a dangerous hitter in her own right. Crowds the plate now slightly. Wider stance. Gets the bat around, but not even quick enough for that pitch over on the outside corner. Slams it foul down the first baseline. That Zider ball, that was pickle.
That was a rocket.
It was moving. And chop, that's going to be a line drive hit into left field. Nice job by Crow to come back and redeem herself with a line drive single. Now the Tigers have 2 runners on with 2 outs.
Spike, Bailey Crow just made a tremendous at-bat. She fought that off. It was right in her hands. She just turned, got her hands around enough.
Ooh, yeah, good call.
Oh, and I think they're
now these have all come with 2 outs. Pinson led off with the single in the hole, and then 2 strikeouts and a runner on first, and the Tigers have put together 5 hits.
Lily Howard pinch running on first base.
Pitch up high. That'll allow the runners to throw to third. A good little hook slide, if you will, to the outside. I believe that was Zider.
Yep, Zider moved to third. Howard moved to second.
Zider slid to the outside of the bag, and that was enough to evade the swipe tag attempt. She pulled off a great slide in the Bryan game, the same way. Slid away from the tag. So now Liberty with runners on second and third. Hammondtree, the 9th hitter at the plate this inning. Liberty Center putting up 4, leading at 4-zip. Boy, we got 2 ducks on the old proverbial pond here. And, ooh, got bat on ball. So Hammondtree, even though she struck out in the first inning, now got the bat on the ball. That's a little confidence builder in itself. Chokes up on the bat. Pitch. Low and away. Low and away, Cappy.
That's tough. Those are tough pitches to lay off in this situation. But
yeah. 2-2 the count. Tigers have scored 4 runs with 2 outs, and they want more. Pitch. Slapped into right field, going down the line. It's just fair ball. It's a fair ball. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Throw to second, not in time. A stand-up double. Hammondtree pounded down the line in right field. The right fielder thinking that ball was foul.
Well, and a great play by Howard out there on second, Spike. She did not look at the ball at all. The coach was just signaling her, you go.
Yes, yes. All right, so the Tigers come up with 2 more runs on a big 2-out rally here in the bottom of the third. Pinson now up to bat. She led the inning off with a hit up the middle. Open stance. Pitch down in the dirt. Boy, that's great. Hammondtree, after striking out her first time up, comes in back up to plate and brings a ringing double down that right field line.
Well, and Lainey Hammondtree's one of those freshmen. I mean, Liberty's really young, Spike, on this squad, but she's just a solid player. You know, they don't have players that have to go out and do too much, but they just got to do their job.
Pitch high and away.
And Laney Hammontree is just one of those solid players, Spike.
Pinson wants something on that inside half of the plate so she can get the wood around on it. Pops it up. Coming over first baseman. Can't get there in time. Count remains 2-2.
A 6-run third inning so far for the Tigers, Spike. And you said 2 outs, right?
Yeah, all with 2 outs. Pinson had that up the middle single. To open the inning. And a line shot off the top of the dugout. Got around on the ball again. Able to get around enough to give it a shot. All right, same open stance. A little bit up in the box. Pitch down low. Now it's a full count with first base open. Tigers got to be liking this. They're at the number 8 spot in the order. Pinson shot right back. Right back up the middle. Got good square contact, but one hop right to the pitcher. Hit solid, but that will retire the side. Tigers with 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 1 error, and they lead it 6-0 after 3 innings of play.
Hey, join us tomorrow, Spike. I think it's me and you again tomorrow.
Yeah.
We going old school. The Continental, was it Continental Pirates, isn't it? Continental
Pirates, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
We'll be here to take on our Lady Tigers. Baseball and softball. JV will be away. JV baseball will be at Evergreen. The JV softball girls will be at Anthony Wayne. And then Thursday, I've been looking forward to this one. Thursday, Spike, Liberty Center Lady Tigers will host the Tenora Lady Rams. That is that for Friday. You're right, Kate. Thursday we're at Archbold. Yep. I don't even know what day of the week it is. When you're
you
retired, who cares? I'll reiterate the correct schedule at the next break. Can't take me anywhere, can you?
Okay, Casey Nelson led off the game. Grounded out to shortstop on a 2-hopper. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Little foul tip into the umpire's chest gear.
Patrick Henry, looking at their season so far, they're a big scoring team. They like to hit. They like to power the ball. They like to gap it. Only against Archbold, where they shut out. But, excuse me, Brian. Brian and Archbold. Archbold with, I believe they've got a loss. But
I think Archbold beat Brian.
No, I think they play tonight. I thought.
Yeah, I think Archbold beat Brian. Spike. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, pitch inside the plate. Nelson got around, but didn't get a lot of wood on it. Chopped it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Gets the elbows out now. Pitch.
Oh, I like that.
High.
I like that.
Little off speed, little floater up there around the neck area. 2-2 now, the count. Didn't bite.
Yeah, Archbold beat Brian 4-0.
Ooh.
I thought I heard that.
Ah, okay. Yep. Pitch. Outside. Full count. Miller working the corners here. But Nelson, good leadoff hitter that she is. Took it. Now it's a full count. Brings it, pops it up. Zintek moving over, makes the catch. So once again, Miller keeps it up a little bit high and didn't get a lot on it. So a pop out. Boyer grounded out to the second baseman, Zintek, the first time. She's got an open stance. Up in the box, chop. One hopper to short, guns it across. Atkinson fires a strike. Fuller puts it away, and that's 2 down now.
Boy, as a shortstop, you just got to love that nice big hop spike that comes up right off the dirt.
Yeah, meat and potatoes with a lot of gravy.
Meat and potatoes.
Here's Bainfeld. Hit a likewise grounder to Atkinson last time. Chops it foul off her ankle. 1 strike. That pitch was up high and inside. Couldn't get much of the good part of the bat on it.
Spike again. Ella Miller able to get PH to ground out. I don't know that they've got one out of the infield yet. I say that I should shut my mouth, huh?
Let's see. No, 2 ground outs. They've had 1 pop out. Pop up to Atkinson, who went out into
the grass,
short grass area out there in left field. Screamer right back at us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller is keeping them off balance, mixing her pitch speed and mixing her spots, keeping it high, sometimes in, sometimes out. 1 and 2 the count here. Choking up on the bat. Pitch. Line foul.
Ooh,
Made Monk Meyer, the third base coach, dance a little. Monk, good ball player back in the day, but that was back in that day. Right now, he's just glad to get out.
I know that looked pretty good today.
Yeah, he's still maneuvered. 2 outs, nobody on here. Top of the 4th inning. Tigers up 6-0. The pitch. Taken way too high.
Yeah, but I like that, Spike.
Yeah, high.
You're up 2 balls, or 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep. And put it in a place where she was not going to hit it.
But might have chased it.
Just able to get the bat on the ball barely.
Spike, Ella Miller and Mackenzie Fuller have taken most of the pitching duties this year. I think only other one person has pitched varsity. A lot of innings between these two.
Yeah. That time got her to swing away on a pitch that was on that inside edge. Bainfeld couldn't afford to take it, had to swing, but only got the handle of the bat on it. So we're still 2-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. Miller brings it. Oh, that was in the dirt. Full count now.
She tried that old rise ball, and it just slipped out of her hand.
Yeah. Yeah, no time to be too cute. Fire a bullet.
Foul tip.
And a tip foul. Bainfeld hanging tough, but very few pitches have been right down the pipe. They've been inside, outside corners, moving well. Miller sets, delivers, pop foul straight back.
Mine. I like Ella's battling here, Spike. I tell you what, she's been very consistent. She throws that rise ball, and then I think she throws like a 7-finger slider or something.
Tiger outfield kind of deep here. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That's that corner we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. PH. No runs, no hits. And the Tigers coming to bat here now in the 4th inning.
Hey, once again, we want to thank some of our sponsors. KK Collision, leader in the automotive repair industry, has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. They offer fast and reliable repair options that stand way above their competition. Call 888-533-7801 for a free estimate. Meyer Badenhop Insurance, they believe that insurance is a people business, building relationships with our clients and companies in Northwest Ohio since 1933. Call 419-592-5749 for all your insurance needs. And Affinity IT Group, providing IT solutions, is what they do best. They want to solve problems before they happen. They want to understand your challenges and provide solutions that work with the way that your business does. Call 419-885-4455 to discuss your company's computer challenges. And finally, in this inning, Ohio Asphalt Paving. Let us put over 15 years of paving experience to work for you. Get a free estimate by the next business day. Discover the Ohio Asphalt Paving difference. Go to ohio-asphalt.com for more info. And again, these are our sponsors, folks. They make these possible for you all year long. So they support us, folks, so please support them.
Here's Miller. Struck out back in the 3rd inning. Tang batted around, so she leads off. Hits a pitch on the inside corner, got her on the hands, pumped it foul off the right side. Bottom of the 4th, Liberty Center on top. 6-0, 6 runs on 6 hits. Patrick Henry with no runs. Ball in the dirt, that'll even it 1-1. Slight crouch. Pitch. Low and inside, 2-1. Pitch. Chop foul. At the plate. 2-2 now. Patrick Henry outfield, not too deep in center or right. Left field back a few. Pitch taken up high. Well, a full count.
Well, the flag's blowing towards us, Spike. So one of the few days we've been out here that hasn't had this gaping wind.
Yeah, that monsoon. So a full count here. High pop up on the infield. Moving over the first baseman.
No.
Well,
how's the batter out?
The runner cannot run into the field or trying to make a play on the ball.
On the base pad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think you've got to go around somebody. Otherwise, that could turn into a flagrant foul, you might say. Miller not.
The coach out there asking, how many fingers do I got up?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, the ball was right on that, on the baseline.
See, I think I'd have went up and introduced myself to her about 6 inches from her. Of course, she'd have still been out. Interference.
Yeah. We're going to just call it an F3 and move on. Now Atkinson with a single up the middle and a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Takes a little off speed. That's that outside corner that it was all chalk.
Oh, Atkinson just turned around and looked like.
Yeah.
I think she was looking at us, Spike. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah. Pitch down there around the knee area. Atkinson trying to make contact, but 0-2 count. Atkinson manages to get the end of the bat on that pitch that was in that same outside shade area.
Well, she wasn't going to leave it up to the umpire, that's for sure.
No, she's adjusted to the batter's or to the umpire's plate. Now just has to hit it fair. Swing and a miss.
Off speed. Nice pitch.
Yep. Got around, got a bit out in front. Never say that Hope Atkinson isn't a freewheeler.
Some say she's not patient. I like to call it aggressive. Macy Crew 2 for 2 today, Spike, I believe.
No, she out the first time up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let's see, 1 out. Yeah, she grounded out. Little chopper, that'll roll foul. Just a little ways up the third baseline. That'll even it at 1-1. So Crew officially 0 for 2 with that hard rocket, that hard-handled hit ball right.
The official score in Game Changer, Spike does have her at 1-2. 1 for 2.
Oh, really?
Yep, I'm looking at the Game Changer official score.
Well,
they gave her a hit. Probably rightly so. That was a rocket.
All right. 1, 2 and 1 the count. Pitch. Hit foul down the third baseline, and it'll get out of play. Crew didn't get quite as much of that as she wanted. 2 and 2 the count now. Two outs. Crew with her hands slightly apart, open stance. Takes a pitch down low. And catcher wanted pointed toward the umpire at first, wanted to get a did she go around?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious she held up.
But I like that from the catcher. There, you see? Coach, okay. Well, he got a little nod from the first base umpire.
All right, makes it look good for the other coach.
It does.
Crew pops it up in foul territory. Third baseman not going to be able to get over there far enough. Ball hits off the top of the dugout.
Macy, once again, one of these three seniors, Sattler, Zintek, and Crew, the three seniors on this squad, Spike.
Yeah. Wide open stance, closes it up. Strike three on the inside corner. That one caught the corner, no doubt about it. So a called third strike, that'll retire Liberty Center. So after 4 innings of play, it's Liberty Center 6 runs on 8 hits. Patrick Henry with no runs.
Okay, let's get a couple more sponsors in here. Davis Farm Services with locations in Liberty Center and Delta. Wish all the Tiger teams great success and memories with your teammates this year. For all your agronomy needs, contact Barry Watchman or Kyle Bodenbender at the Liberty Center location, or Todd Bodenbender or Kyle Parasini at the Delta. Davis Farm Services supporting the Tigers and their sports for well over 50 years. Swanton Welding, not just a metal fabricator, they're a partner in the success of your projects. We'll get back to them right after this innings break.
Schwab hit a ball that was on the inside corner and just kind of squibbed it to the first baseman. One hop chop. Miller there picks it up clean, flips it to first, and that's one away. Boy, when you're pitching, that's the kind of ball you like to have right back at you, about waist high, and you just got all day and you feel good about yourself picking it up. You look like a hero.
Ella Miller's only thrown 41 pitches so far, Spike.
Hey. Well, the umpire's consistent. That ball was out there in that plate chalk area, called for a strike.
42 pitches, 28 strikes.
Schwiebert. Right two, working that outside corner. Schwiebert flew out to right field. Her only time up. That was a good reaction for the putout in the outfield. 0-2 count. Strike three.
Wow. Spike, we talk about pitches real quick. Ella Miller, again, 43 pitches, 44 now for 30 strikes. Myers, 73 pitches, Spike. So
Wow.
30 more pitches for the Patrick Henry pitcher.
Wow. All right, 2 down.
Like I'm pulling all these stats just right out of my head, Spike.
Oh, yeah,
I'm all
you're
over
clever.
it, bud.
One hop grounder
I'm like Rain Man.
to Crew her last time up. Got her on late, chopped it right back up the middle. That's going to be tough play. The throw to first. Not in time. Slow bounding ball. Miller had to come over across, but out of her reach. Zintek had to charge from her playing deep at second base, and that ball looked like trouble when it left the bat, and safe at first on an infield hit.
Spike, that is Patrick Henry's first hit of the game.
Yeah. And that a squibber on the infield. Texas Leaguer into the short left field area. Her first time up to our shortstop, Atkinson. Pitch just a little too far outside. Boy, the Tigers would like to get this thing done right now. Swing and
Off her foot.
yep. Tigers with a 6-run inning here, and that's the only scoring of the game. Top of the 5th inning, Tigers on top, 6-0 against the 14-2 Lady Patriots.
Well, in the story of the game, Ella Miller, in her pitching effort, PH gets their first hit, and it was a dinker
Yeah, it was
in the top of the 5th inning.
swimmer, that's for sure. Fly ball. Going out is Atkinson, makes the call. She's there, makes the catch. So another attempt, but Ella Miller keeping them off balance, not getting good wood on the ball, and that'll retire the side. 6-0 after 5 full innings of play.
Hey, let's get back to our sponsors. Swanton Welding, again, not just a metal fabricator, but a partner in your fabrication project. Since 1956, Swanton Welding's dependable team has delivered the highest quality steel fabrications worldwide, and I mean it, worldwide. Pizzanella's Pizza, that great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza subs, wings and salads, and a variety of appetizers right in downtown Liberty Center. And the Gerald Grain Centers is a farmer-owned cooperative located in Northwest Ohio. At Gerald Grain Centers, we strive to do the best with customer service. Call us at 419-598-8025 to see how we can service your agronomy needs. And last but not least, the Holgate Metal Fab Company, 14,000 feet of fabrication area. Holgate Metal Fab is the shop you can count on for your fabrication needs. Call us at 419-599-2000 to see how we can help. You ever get tired of hearing my voice, Spike?
No, Captain, I've been hearing it at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear it. How could I get tired
You
of
know,
it?
when I edited all the videos for the football team, you know, my wife at the time and I would be like, you know, I hear Spike's voice constantly. And we are working on getting our archives up. I think I'm up to 1989, Spike,
Ooh.
on YouTube. You can go and we're going to have all the games from 86 to current.
Wow.
eventually on our YouTube channel. You can check it out, LC Tiger Sports Live on YouTube.
All right, here's Zintek. Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Zintek safe on a fielder's choice and a clean single into center field. 1 for 2 on the day.
Chased one in the dirt.
Zintek, another one of those freewheelers. She's not necessarily one to draw a lot of walks. Shot into the hole, shortstop backhands, long throw to first, not in time. Zintek had that beat out all the way, a base hit into the hole.
Yeah, Zentek, one of the speedsters. Liberty's got a lot of speed on this team, Spike. They're a little bit deceptive.
Yeah.
Aubrey Zeider, Eddie Zintek, Madison Foster, which is one of the pinch runners. Maddie, she can fly. Yeah, I think PH might make a pitch and change here, Spike. They can't afford to give up a run.
No, already 6-0, and this for Liberty Center, boy, they'd love to find another way to scrounge out another run here. You're never a big inning away. There was a game here about 4 or 5 years ago against Wasion where we had oh boy, what was it? About a 7-run lead or so.
They came back
late in the game, and Wasion came back to knock Liberty off. And
well, Myers now, she has thrown 76 pitches, Spike.
Wow.
To Ella Miller's 50.
She's got decent speed, too. She changes speeds on the ball.
She's thrown 58 strikes.
Good job. Liberty shows a bunt. Here's Zintek on the throw, the slide. She is out at second.
Wow, nice.
That was a gun from the catcher. Throwing it out, Zintek made a great hook slide, but
I'm going to say something people might get. When you got the best hitter in the league up, Spike, why would you risk a steal like that with nobody out?
Yeah, in fact, I
just have to ask that.
I wouldn't, if it were me, I wouldn't even be bothered bunting. Of course, I get it, playing for a run, ground ball up the middle, base hit. Fuller had enough on it, hit it square, got it past the pitcher, the shortstop, of course, did not have time.
Things that make you go,
Yeah.
But it's easier to coach up here than it is down there, I'll tell you that much.
Aubrey Zeider, second on the team in slugging percentage. Has about an .850 slugging percentage. That means she gets...
What's her danger percentage that you came up with? Somebody asked me about that. Where does that show up on Game Changer? I said it's a Whitman changer.
Yeah, if you look at hard hit balls, add the walks,
multiply by 3, and stand on your right leg
in the dirt, and Fuller will move up to second base.
It's the Spike effect.
Well, they had Fuller attempting to bunt. Because you want to play to get another run.
That was a decoy.
I get that.
I doubt she was going to bunt. She just wanted to get in the way for Zentek to steal. But when you got your the best hitter in the league, Spike up. I don't know. I don't want to second guess.
You don't even need. Well, it doesn't matter. This is if you coach that kind of. Zeider strides away from the plate a bit miffed, maybe.
She had to back up.
All right, full count. Here we go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch was up high, not out of the strike zone necessarily, but up in that high zone. And the second out of the inning.
Bailey Crow now.
Crow with a strikeout and then had a ringing single that second time up in that big 4th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Okay, Spike, I think Myers has taken something off of her pitches here. So she slowed down and traded speed for control here.
She's actually kept Liberty off balance with that off-speed stuff. Shot, 2-hopper to the shortstop, picks it up, fires a bullet across, and Zeider retired. The Tigers are retired in the bottom of the 5th. No runs on 2 hits, mind you. And no run. So after 5 full innings of play, Liberty Center 6, Patrick Henry still looking to dent that plate.
All right, let me try to get the schedule correct here. Tomorrow, Spike, you and I will be back here as the Continental Lady Pirates. Arr! Come to town to take on our girls here. JV baseball will be at Evergreen. JV softball will be at Anthony Wayne. Then on Thursday, both baseball and softball will be at the Archbold Blue Streaks. That'll be a good Archbold 4-0 in the league, Spike. And like I said, I did confirm they did beat the Bryan Golden Bears and Thea Staten. And then Friday, the Tenora Lady Rams will come here to take on our Liberty Center Lady Tigers. We'll be on that call. And JV baseball will be at Delta. Saturday.
When's Tenora?
Tenora is Friday.
Friday here? There?
Yes, sir. Here.
Ah.
And then Saturday, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Check the schedule.
Pitch. Strike. Had a little bit of that delayed call. Meyer takes a strike. She grounded out weakly to first base, her only other time at bat. Open stance, up in the box. And gets around late on a fastball. 0-2, got her in a hole. The only hit was that grounder, that slow grounder that was placed perfectly. If it were a bunt, you couldn't have placed it any better. It was simply too slow for Zintek to get over there and make a play. Off speed, into the gap, or into the hole, excuse me, between third and short. Hit right on the screws, and it's a clean base hit for Meyer. So, runner on first.
That is the first solid base hit for the Lady Patriots here in the top of the 6th. And
Oz grounded out to Zintek her first time up.
We got a pinch runner, I think, number 8 for Patrick Henry. If you've got a roster, I bet I do on Game Changer.
In on the fist, moved the ball around well. Not much Haas could do. Managed to get the handle of the bat on it, chop it foul.
Nope, they do not have a number 8 on their team, on their roster. So,
Yeah.
but she does. She's pinch running for Myers. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, color of the Liberty Center catcher had to go out there and get that pitch, look the runner back to first. Right at second base, Zintek makes the swipe, goes to first, gets the out there. Great play. Zintek had to come in on the ball. It was a line shot on one hop.
Double play.
And they said they got her. Wait a minute. Now this runner on second is coming off. Here comes Coach Meyer out to talk to the base. We can't see from this angle if she tagged her, but she did the right thing. She made the swipe and then got the sure out at first base. And now the umpires are going to come.
Yeah, and he was right there. No one else, I don't care how the PH people think they saw it. The other coach, nobody could see that but him.
Right. That is a very difficult call for any umpire.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. So who's safe and who's out?
Okay, the runner that was advancing.
Wait, how can he play? Wait, how can he override that? Who? How's that work?
Well, both coaches now having discussions with the base umpire. The base umpire is the guy that has to make that call.
But he called her out, and then he talked to the home plate umpire, and he called her safe. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, that part I don't get.
She is allowed to evade the tag.
Yeah, you got 3 feet.
Yeah,
it's kind of an imaginary.
But he called her out, and then he talked to the home plate umpire, which had absolutely no view, nothing. I don't understand. I don't get that.
Well,
The home plate umpire had no call in that, Spike, but it is what it is. So there's only one out with a runner on second. And Liberty can't let this affect them, Spike. They still got a 6-run lead here.
right, yeah, 6-0. Yeah, work on getting the hitter.
Get the outs.
Yep, the runner at this point doesn't matter. You need to get this out at the plate. Pitch down in the dirt.
Ooh.
Color got out there, very active behind the plate, got out, grabbed that ball. It was way inside. Good job to keep that from being a wild pitch.
See, and sometimes, Spike, you got to be careful here as a coach. You don't want to disrupt your pitcher's rhythm.
It's that outside corner again. Yeah, 1-1. Boy, that's like money in the bank out there in that
It's been
no man's land.
Been Mr. Consistency, though. I love it.
Yeah. Miller looks in, fires. A little too high. 2-1. Going back to Zintek's play, she made one swipe, and then she didn't mess around and make sure that Atkinson was going to be able to cover second for the force. She got the sure out on the flip to first. So that was a good play to get an out somewhere. Chopped at shortstop. Guns it to third. No, the throw! Off the glove, and now moving up to second base.
Spike, get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Well, now, here you go. Atkinson fields the ball. The runner is just not quite there, but she's getting in her eye path here. But she fields it clean. The runner is right in front of her. She's got an easy out on the flip to third.
Nope.
But the ball, it didn't work that way.
You cannot convince me of that, Spike. I'm sorry. Throw it to first, get your out.
Yeah, if you're, I get you. Playing by the book, you take the long throw and you get the out.
Get the out. You're up 6 runs. That runner in front doesn't mean anything. Now a single gets you 2, Spike.
Yeah, that's right. You got to look at it that way. So a judgment play. Pitch. Down low, ball 1. So the Patriots now with a threat. They've got runners on second and third and just one out. Boyer is grounded out twice to the infield. Once to second, once to short.
Yeah, they need to get an out here.
Ooh, up high perhaps. The count now 3-0 with first base open, but boy, in softball you just don't want to get the easy pass. Runners move up too easily. The pitch, ball 4 down too low. That's the first walk of the game from Miller, and now the bases are loaded with one out.
Okay, again, Spike, I'm going to go back to my thing. Move your infield into out position. You don't need this run at home. Spike,
Right.
you're bringing your infield way in with one out. Go back to base depth.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I definitely agree. Even shortstop Addy at second, shortstop Atkinson now, even with the bags. Yeah, that just makes a ground single.
Yep.
It doesn't.
An out is critical here.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
All right, one out, one strike on Bainfeld. Pitch, fouled straight back. 0-2 the count. Bainfeld grounded out to short and is struck out.
See if Ella Miller can take this by herself here. That'd be a big out for her.
Patrick Henry with only 2 hits, but boy, they've got to rally. Pitch taken up high. Color goes high to flag that one in.
I like
1-2.
I like that pitch, though, Spike.
Yep, good mix.
Take the easy out, girls. One run.
Bowler in at first. Crew in at third. Swing and a miss.
Batter's out. Batter's out.
They've got her in a rundown the throw, and they're going to tag her out, and so the Tigers come out of here with a double play.
Bases were loaded with one out. The batter at first is out. That's 3 outs.
Boy, we went from one extreme to another.
No. Here's what happened, Spike. I'll explain this from
Yeah,
my
the strike was it a strikeout to begin with?
It was a strikeout, but the catcher dropped the ball. But there was one out and first base and bases were occupied. So that's she's out.
Okay.
So the batter was out on strikes. The runner from third advanced and they caught her in a rundown.
Oh,
so
she didn't have to advance, but thought she either had to or
I'm not sure what she thought, but she thought maybe she was forced because the runner struck out, but bases were loaded and there was one out.
Oh, and so when the runner was flying to first base and they threw the ball, she assumed she was forced.
Right. They didn't know to throw the ball to first. The batter was automatically out on strikes.
Okay. Now we're getting to the bottom of it.
That confused the runner at third, and she took off.
Yeah. Well, the old story, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Yay.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Yeah, the Tigers gambled and threw to third base, didn't get the out. They got a walk, it loaded them up, and then all of a sudden, a twist of fate.
All of those out there that think I'm being critical, you can text me and tell me to shut up.
All right, back to the Tiger side of the ledger.
Well, let's go back to Ella Miller, Spike. Ella Miller settling in and getting that strikeout was huge. Was absolutely huge for her.
Yeah.
The maturity this year in her pitching has been phenomenal.
Little pop-up on the infield, shortstop camps, and that's one away. Hammontree had to double her last time up to drive in a couple runs. Got her bat on the ball there, but right on the infield.
Oh, yeah, she had that right on the right field line last at bat, didn't she?
Yeah. All right, we've got Pinson, who had that single up the middle and then out right back to the pitcher again last time on a one-hopper, and Pinson is out on the first pitch.
16, Ella Miller.
So Miller with a strikeout and a pop-up to the first baseman. But the story on Ella Miller tonight is her fantastic pitching job. One clean single and then an infield well-placed grounder for 2 hits. Now stab there, wow, took a hit away from Miller. That ball might have got up the middle, but a stab and a grab and a toss, and the side's retired.
Well, you talk about Ella Miller, Spike. 67 pitches she's thrown in this game, 43 of them for strikes.
Wow.
As opposed to the Myers girl, 89 pitches. Now, she's thrown 66 strikes, Spike, so some good pitching here by both the ladies on the mound.
Yeah.
But a big difference, though, 20 more pitches the Patrick Henry Patriot pitcher has thrown.
Yeah. Well, Tigers with that big 6-run inning, that's been the only inning anybody scored. Tigers had, Pinson had that ground ball, seeing eye ground ball that had enough to get up the middle for a clean single. But 2 straight strikeouts, and Liberty was looking bad. Then Crew hit one, a rocket that got between, or it got past the third baseman. And then with 2 on and 2 outs, the floodgates open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight hits by Liberty Center with 2 outs, and that opened up this game to the 6-0 lead. And here we go. This is the top of the 7th inning. Well, now, Captain, when you talk about make sure you get an out, it really matters now.
Well, you got to play smart. 6 runs, you can afford to let them get a run.
Yeah.
You know, do they want a shutout? Absolutely. But you want to win.
Let's see. We've got Schwab hit up to the pitcher and back to first base, and her 2 times up. Gets around late, fouls it back.
Update on the boys' score. PH is up 3-1 over the Tigers.
Miller brings it.
Like it.
Got that ball down there around the knee area. Couldn't make contact. 2-2 the count now. Straight back over the backstop and into the melee out there with the crowd running between the 2 diamonds. Miller popped up on the infield. Miller calling it, moves over underneath, makes the catch. Miller takes charge on the infield. Fuller was coming on.
It's a good thing she caught it because nobody was covering first.
Yeah.
But now it's an out, Spike. That's big. Get the first batter here.
Schwiebert hit a hard fly to right field. Great recovery out there for the out, and then struck out on one of those outside corner pitches her second time up. Down on the end of the bat.
Ooh. Called strike.
It was?
Yes, it was.
All right.
Strike 1.
I
Yeah, he called it a strike.
kind of gave up on that pitch.
Yeah, me too.
Shot.
Oh,
Fuller, what a catch! Wow! I had to wait to see if she hung on. That ball was seeing its way. That might have been down the line for 3 bases, but Fuller stretched out, grabbed it parallel to the ground about 6 inches off. The ball stuck in the glove, and Miller gets really dirty, but makes a really good play. Wow. That might have been the hardest hit ball of the night. One of the hardest hits. Well, 2 outs.
That's a big play by Fuller down there, Spike.
Boy, it was. Wow. Yeah, I was already looking for the ball out in the grass. A little chop, and that'll go foul. Crew gives chase, but it'll go out of play. 0-2 the count with 2 outs, and Liberty Center leading Patrick Henry 6-0.
77 pitches for Miller.
Hey, Liberty Center 2-2 in the league, so this is a big game. You always want to get that good look in that league, that good the chop foul. Crew moves over, makes the play, but the left hand kind of a chop at the ball, but just foul. On to the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there it is, the shutout. Liberty Center comes up with a big game, and they shut out their arch rival, the Patrick Henry Lady Patriots, 6-0. What a job by the defense. What a job by L. Miller. And anytime you shut anybody out in softball, you have really accomplished something. What a job here.
Yeah, now Patrick Henry will go to 2 and 3 in the league, Spike.
Yeah,
13 and 2. All three, they're 13 and 3 now, Spike, or 14 and 3. All three of their losses have come to league opponents.
Wow. Well, Liberty Center's played some good competition, and they've shown well. The Tigers' record now moves to 9 and 6. That happens to be 600 winning percentage. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yep. Ella Miller finishes the night with 79 pitches, 53 for strikes, Spike.
Yep.
Faced 24 batters.
Yep. Gave up
2 hits.
2 hits. Yeah. One of those a scratch single, and of course Fuller made that big play at first to quelch anything they had there. Patrick Henry, rallied. Liberty Center opted to go for the play at third, and all of a sudden, before we knew it, the bases were loaded. PH one batter away from making this a pretty interesting game, but you've got to hit with 2 outs. Liberty Center did. Patrick Henry was not able to. So, 6-0, Liberty Center wins it. Their final, let's look here. They had 8, 9, 10, 6 runs on 10 hits. Patrick Henry, 0 runs on 2 hits. Well, Cappy, we'll be back here tomorrow night, barring
Continental Lady Pirates.
Yep.
The Lady Pirates 9 and 6 on the season, so right there with Liberty 3 and 0 in the Putnam County League, and they, interesting with the Continental Pirates, their away record. They've only lost 1 on the road, Spike.
Really?
Yeah.
What's their overall?
9 and 6.
9 and 6.
Yeah. So yeah, they've lost 1 on the road. So they play a lot better away than they do here. So yeah, join us tomorrow, Spike and I. I think it's just me and you, Spike, again. Going old school.
Well, that'll be fine. It's one thing to have a new color partner, and then when you have some guy that you've been listening to his BS for 20 years, you get kind of resilient.
It's like a comfortable pair of shoes. I'm the right shoe because you're way left. Hey, but join us Tuesday, and then again the lady. I tell you what, you want to see a good ball game. Thursday, May 1st, Liberty Center, both teams will be at Archibald. That's always a barn burner. Then we'll be right back here on Friday as the Lady Rams of Tenora come to town to take on our Lady Tigers, and that's going to be just a good game. Tenora's always tough, and great coaching staff and history over there at Tenora, but they got to face a hot Liberty Center Lady Tiger team. So, all right, Spike, we'll be back tomorrow. But tonight, Liberty Center takes a 6-0 victory over a league opponent, and always a competitive game against the Patrick Henry Lady Patriots. So for Spike Whitman, I'm Mark Bly, and the Lady Tigers, once again, 6-0 over the Lady Patriots. And with that, everybody, it's good night, and it's good Tiger sports.